Hey guys, I am so excited that you are here. I'm going to just introduce myself and share with you about my story and my journey so far and how I got to where I am today. So, I'll introduce myself. I am Brooke Allison. I'm a mind shift coach and achievement strategist. I help badass women up level their confidence, find clarity, and define their deeper purpose so that they can create a business and a mindset. They go together, to become fiercely unstoppable, right? And build that grit, build that resilience towards their dreams, which is so much fun. I have been able to design my dream business, but it wasn't always this way. So let's dive into my story. I honestly should have known from a really young age that I was meant to be an entrepreneur because your life leaves clues to your purpose. Your life leaves clues to your calling. And it all makes sense now, but before I didn't know. Before stepping into my calling, I did not know. All I knew was, just like you, that I was meant to do something really big and I was meant to impact the masses and follow my dreams and live life on my terms. Are you with me? So let's backtrack from graduating college a few years ago. Well, or even further into my childhood, my first ever dream, my big dreams, I wanted to be Celine Dion's backup dancer. I had danced my whole life and I loved Celine Dion. I wanted to be her backup dancer. And then I had dreams of being on Broadway. And then I just wanted to travel the world. And then eventually I went to art school. So what's funny is, it wasn't until I stepped into my purpose that I realized every single dream I have ever had was because I wanted to have an impact on the masses. I wanted to influence people. And so, like I said, it's so cool that your calling leaves clues. So I graduated from college. I have a BFA in visual art and a photography emphasis and a dance minor. Woo! And then I was in retail for 5 years. Yay! Literally, I was in retail for 5 years. I got promoted and promoted and promoted after graduating. I was like, stop promoting me. I don't want to do this. So funny. And I was stuck. Cue the dreadful job search. I'm sure you've experienced that too. I was applying to 5 to 10 jobs a day, thinking it was going to be really easy and simple, and it just wasn't. Nothing was coming together, and I was so stuck. And I lost track of my dreams and what I really wanted to do with my life. Eventually, my friend from college reached out to me, and she was working this MLM business and just asked me to help her with her goals. And of course, I was going to help her. So I said, of course, let me know what's going on. And so funny, I listened to the opportunity and I fell in love with the income potential. Who is going to complain about extra money? And honestly, I thought maybe this is the key to get me out of my rut, to get me out of that comfort zone. So I started my business, my MLM business, and I ran with it, and I was really good at it. But what I love is it gave me courage, and it reminded me of my deeper dreams. And before I knew it, I was packing up my life in a 10x10 truck and moving across the country from St. Louis to Colorado. And oh, Colorado is so beautiful, you guys. But I moved to Colorado, and here's the thing. I made a lot of life-changing decisions at one time. I quit my job of 5 years. I moved out of my parents' house. I moved across the country. I started a new job. I restarted my business. I moved in with my boyfriend. You name it, I did it all at once. And unfortunately, after moving here, I mean, honestly, I felt like I hit the jackpot. I was loving life. It's beautiful here. It's sunny almost every day. And I had this new job. I was working my business. Everything was good. And I know that my story so far just sounds like rainbows and butterflies, but I have been through hardship just like you. Life is an up and down roller coaster. So almost immediately after moving here, my relationship had escalated to something that was so unhealthy and unsafe. And for a long time, I didn't realize and recognize that I was actually in an abusive relationship. I thought that our relationship was just really dramatic. Just thought it was very dramatic. And I just moved across the country. I honestly didn't know what to do. I was lost. I felt unloved, and I was stuck. And so eventually I did get the courage to leave that situation and realize that that was not the love I deserved like I had previously thought. And I was below zero when it came to confidence, when it came to self-worth, you name it. It was non-existent. It wasn't even on the charts. It was non-existent. And I was in a place where I couldn't get out of bed. I was really negative. I actually had people tell me that I was negative, which is crazy to think about today. I didn't want to live my life like that. I remember I got to the point where I was like, you know what? Enough is enough. I am not being the caliber of woman that I know I can be. And so I changed, right? Nothing changes until something changes. So I changed. So I created a new me. And I dove into myself, my self-worth. I dove into growing who I am, and I grew my confidence to unshakable level, unstoppable level. I became extremely positive. I fell in love with my life. I fell in love with my life every single day. I was just in love. And honestly, it was one of the best things that's ever happened. And it all never would have happened if it wasn't for my abusive relationship, which is so cool, right? We don't wish for bad things like that, but amazing things can come out of those obstacles. So besides the point, I was in the top 5% of my MLM business, but I still wasn't able to make ends meet, and I was hustling hard. And before I really grew myself, I remember how much I was self-sabotaging my business because my thoughts and my mindset weren't in the right place. And so I wasn't seeing the results that I desired. Once I grew myself, I actually became into the top 5% of the company, yet I was still working 3 jobs, 3 part-time jobs in addition to that. And I was like, why can't I afford my bills? Yes, it's expensive out here, but why couldn't I afford my bills? So bad that I was on food assistance. And I have never been more embarrassed about my adult life than being on food assistance, honestly. And it wasn't until I stepped into my true purpose that everything aligned and fell into place. Honestly, it was so crazy. So in the spring of 2017, I found the coaching world, and I designed this business that I'm absolutely obsessed with, and I get to help others do the same. I literally went from an abusive relationship to food stamps and hating life, not being able to make ends meet, a really negative mindset, to completely having unshakable confidence, designing a business that I'm obsessed with, and 5-figure months. I went from a place of knowing not even that long ago, thinking that I was going to have to move home and that I couldn't make ends meet, to being able to treat my mom to a trip to Hawaii solely on my business. It gives me goosebumps thinking about this. But here's the thing. Everything that has happened to you in your past, everything that has been said to you, you don't have to own any of that. That does not have to be baggage that you carry along with you. You get to release it. And there is no amount of time too small to make massive things happen. So if you're loving this story, if you're loving my journey, I want you to know that the same thing can happen for you. Absolutely. And let's do this together. I am honestly ready to run as fast as you are. I'm ready to run as fast as you are. And what I love telling people is that I infuse everything with love, but I'm not afraid to kick your ass along the way. So, are you ready to step into your deeper calling and create your purpose-filled business? Because I'm ready to take you with me, and I'm ready to help you do that. Let's do it.